have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
In my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all.
Nobody knows why liars lie. Winners are not allowed to allow losers to rewrite history. It's star.
Ricky Smiley can't act, cause Ricky Smiley can't act. Why is he in a dress again? He didn't be wanting to Barbie, and you gotta tell him no. Sid ain't got no special, you remember? Eve ain't got no special, you remember? Ricky ain't got no special, you remember?
Sir, I have 12 comedy specials.
P. Diddy or whoever you is, TDJ, 20 of them. I won't stop burning you down until there ain't nothing left. Rubble on top of rubble, and I'll still be bombing. Look like a wall, Richie. Look like a wall. You didn't say no. Look like a wall, Richie. Look like a wall. You didn't say no.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. Please be sure to get those likes up. Please like and share this video. Y'all know how they do. And also, double check to make sure you're still subscribed, specifically if you have not been receiving your notifications. All right. So let's get into it. Hello, Tasty Cake, Mr. Hotel, Emma's Blessed, Pearly, Reggie, all right, Terry Hinton, Nita's and Mike's World, Latasha, Aboriginal Woman, Stacy Quentin, Bithia is in the house, Terry Hinton, Pretty Wings, all right, Danielle, walaikum salam to you, Antoinette, Halle Berry, okay, let's get into it, T. Randall, Juju B in the house, Charm Watson, shout out to all of my worlds in the chat, everyone tuned into the Queen, so let's get into it. For those of you, hey, Prince of Paraphernalia, for those of you who missed the first morning wake-up call, please make sure you go back and watch. We talked about Monique's oldest son coming out and airing out, their his grievances about Monique. And also, I talked about Monique's family, their lives being threatened, okay, last night or yesterday, late evening. So make sure you go back and watch that. Now, let's get into this. Now, we already know about what's been going on with Shannon Sharpe and Mike Epps with the threats. Shannon saying he's going to pull up. Mike Epps saying that he don't fight, and basically implying, if you ask me, that he would do something other than fight, like go get a weapon or something. So, but now Shannon has come out and issued an apology and said that him and Mike are supposed to meet up. Now, allegedly, from a very good source, I got the information that the reason Shannon had to come out and apologize is because he was threatened with an NBA ban, and All-Star Weekend's coming up, and both he and Mike Epps are supposed to be there. And that's also what Mike said on the video, that they're going to see each other there. Okay. And here's the thing. They, of course, the NBA, that is, wouldn't want a beef between them, an altercation between them, to outshine the All-Star game, because that's going to make them a whole lot of money. Okay. So let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see the receipts. Likes up. Roddy said his handlers. Exactly. Okay. And so likes up, everyone. Please like and share. I'm going to show this on the screen. Okay. This is from Shannon Sharpe. He tweeted this last night or late yesterday evening. Unc and at the real Mike Epps have decided to have a man-to-man conversation in Indy at NBA All-Star Weekend to discuss our differences. We both realize this situation should have been handled differently. I apologize to fam, friends, loved ones, and my fans. Hashtag Club Shay Shay. Okay, so there you have it. There you have it. So thoughts. What do you all think about that? What do you all think about that, honey? My crown is crooked. Let me straighten my crown real quick, honey. Pay attention. Okay, so what do you all think about that? Reggie says, hold on. Reggie says, so Shannon is most likely to follow through with his response to Epps' threat. No, absolutely not, Reggie. Sit down somewhere. Okay. Shannon wasn't letting them ban him from his Love LeBron. Exactly. I mean, who wants to be banned from the NBA, honey? Please. No, absolutely. I wouldn't want that to happen. All right. That crazy bitch Eric said, Queen got me. Queen got me laughing. Okay. Sweet D said, it's a play. Well, here's the thing. Let me tell y'all what has happened. Now, think about it. Mike Epps said that Cat Williams didn't mention him during the interview. And he said, I need some publicity too. Well, now he has some, because he also has a special that's coming out. Please pay attention. So this is publicity right here. Okay, this is all publicity right here. With that all being said, honey, he got the exact thing that he wanted. All right, his name is trending. So he's getting exactly what he wanted right before his special airs. So all I'm saying, at the end of the day, RG Titan said Mike Epps is clout chasing for his special. Shaking my head. Exactly, honey. Miss Otel said, I'm here for the apology. I'll tell you like this. Reggie said, this is the real game, I guess. Here's the thing. I'm glad that they apologize or that they're going to sit down and have a meeting, because like I told y'all, when I talked about this yesterday and when I did a TikTok, at the end of the day, this was getting out of hand. I don't want to see them out there fighting. I don't want to see somebody get hurt. So I'm glad, whatever the reason, that they have apologized and decided to sit down and air this out at the end of the day. But like I said, Mike Epps still got exactly what he wanted. Okay, he still got exactly what he wanted. With that all being said, now let's get into this nefarious story about this 9-year-old child found his mother's drug stash and called the police. Well, it's all nefarious, so let's talk about it. Like sub, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, let me pull this up real quick and make sure I'm pulling up the right video. Hold on. Give me just a second. Okay, here it is.
His own mother.
Really, it's heartbreaking moments right there that unfolded, all caught on video. 8 News Now investigator Vanessa Murphy has this story you'll only see here.
A child hands a police officer a bag of drugs.
Thank you. So, we were called to come check on your son.
A second police officer tries to comfort him.
What's up, little man? What's going on? Hey, I'm Officer Hanson. You scared? What's going on, man? What's going on? Do you want to take a seat on the bench?
He's got my phone in the bathroom for like an hour.
This is the boy's mother, Kendra Long.
I have no idea.
I have no idea what that is.
Well, you just handed it to me.
Okay, I don't know.
So this is your child?
This is my baby. Yes, he's in the bathroom for an hour.
Okay.
Literally an hour.
The child had FaceTimed his father while locked in the bathroom. The parents are divorced. The dad called police.
He was showing Tony this stuff that he found in the house.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, I don't either.
The other officer then talks to the 9-year-old boy who's in tears.
And what did you find inside the house that made you scared? Okay. Do you know what drugs look like?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Just take some deep breaths.
He says he found the drugs under his mother's nightstand.
I just saw a couple baggies. I was curious. Pull it out, and then I really knew what it was.
Yeah, from like TV and stuff.
What?
Like, you thought like maybe it was drugs from like TV and stuff.
Yeah.
Officers examined the drugs.
Yeah, that's a lot of meth. Wow.
It's not just like a little baggie, you know. Yeah, it's like one of my top 5, you know, in my 20-year career of meth hauls.
I can honestly say after 21 years, this is the first time that a kid's walked out with 12 pounds of meth in a baggie and handed it to us. If that is meth, and yeah, that's quite a bit of meth. It's not just, you know, recreational or personal use. It's like enough for, you know, a couple hundred people to party on a weekend. However, yeah.
Turns out this was more than 100 grams of meth, according to police.
That you do have the right to remain silent.
Me?
If you give up that right, you can say anything you say can will be used against you in a court of law. It's in your house. This is your house.
This is not my. I don't even know this was here. I can't even understand or fathom the fact that this is drugs in my house.
Long is arrested for drug trafficking and child abuse.
Does Cuss feel okay?
This was in July of 2022. Long posted a $25,000 bond that same day, violated a family court order, and broke numerous other rules, court records show. Still, she received no hard prison time and was given probation, which prosecutors say she violated. She was also sent to an inpatient drug treatment program. In her criminal case, prosecutors pointed to these text messages showing she clearly was dealing drugs. You want a $100 bag or half? The deal taking place with her son home. So it appears this was all an act.
I mean, to me, it looks probably like methamphetamine, you know.
What is that?
You know what meth is.
Like speed or whatever. Like. I mean,
Come
what
on.
happened?
Everybody knows what meth is. You watch Breaking Bad. I mean, Jesus.
I've never seen Breaking Bad.
Well, you should.
While police say his mother is lying, the child is recognized for his honesty.
Good job, buddy. Proud of you. Did the right thing.
Vanessa Murphy, 8 News Now.
Reached out to Long's lawyer to try and get her side of the story during a phone call. Instead of providing a statement, he hung up. The attorney did. What you may be wondering, what happened with the child, her son. His dad picked him up that night, and he is currently living with his father.
And thank God for that, honey. But I want y'all to pay attention, because here's the thing. I find it all very interesting that all she got was probation for that much meth, and her child was in the house with it. So she got probation. I want you all to pay attention, okay? Because if that had been somebody who looks like me, you already know how that would have gone, okay? You already know how that would have gone. The child was literally in possession of her meth, and she had enough to distribute. She was literally charged with trafficking. How do you get probation from that? How do you get probation from that? Somebody that looks like me would have gotten 20 years. Okay, and that's putting it lightly. This is all Son Affairs. Yes, DJ Big Six, a slap on the wrist. Okay, isn't that something? Wow, really? But you know, she said the child was in the bathroom for an hour. He was FaceTiming with his father. His father called the police. His father likely told him to go give the police the bag of drugs. And here's the thing. The little boy had plenty of sense, because when he saw that in her drawer or wherever he found it, he knew what it was. Okay. And he knew that she had no business having it. So he called his dad. And then his dad called the police, honey. This is all crazy. She's sitting there lying. This is when you knew she was lying. When she said, what's meth? Ha! Girl, you don't know what meth is, Karen? Please sit down. Please sit down. Naja said complexion for the protection. Absolutely. This is all crazy. Mr. Hotel said unbelievable. It absolutely is. Okay. This is all said. Reggie said he knew his mama was a whole addict. Oh, no, she wasn't taking it, Reggie. They said she had enough to distribute, beloved. She was selling it. That's what she was doing. That's why they charged her behind with trafficking. See, somebody who's an addict would have had a small amount, enough for them to take. She had enough that she was obviously selling it. This is all crazy. This is all crazy, honey. But at the end of the day, let me continue, because now they're talking about these drug cartels trying to take over these reservations. So let's get into it. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Wash in fentanyl.
It's as if fentanyl is raining on our reservation. That I'll do anything to help.
Marvin Weatherwax Jr. is a tribal leader here and says much of the drug activity on his reservation stems from Mexican cartels selling to community members and using their homes, often in remote areas, as distribution hubs.
They've infiltrated our reservation. They've married in. They've basically set up shop. It's just a problem that won't go away.
Tell me what happens at night.
It's like a switch turns off and there's a whole different population takes over.
Federal law enforcement officials tell NBC News one of the most dangerous Mexican drug cartels, Sinaloa, once run by the notorious El Chapo, now in part by his sons, is targeting Blackfeet and the state's 6 other reservations with a steady flow of drugs, including fentanyl.
What brought you up here?
This is a rare glimpse into that trade. A Sinaloa cartel member pulled over by police on one of the reservations during one of his many trips up from Mexico.
Are you from around here? Or you got a passport?
Mexico.
Mexico?
Mexico, yeah.
Ultimately, he and 2 other Sinaloa cartel members were convicted of bringing drugs and cash into Montana, resulting in one of the biggest drug busts in the state's history. He was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Over 700,000 fentanyl pills were seized as part of the case, according to Montana's U.S. Attorney Jesse Laskovich, who was in charge of the federal prosecution. Why Montana?
Fundamentally, it's money. It's big business. These are transnational criminal organizations. They're sophisticated people who have a lot of resources and who are as dangerous as they come.
They've taken advantage of the situation.
Until a couple of months ago, Stacy Zinn ran the DEA here in Montana, working with Blaskovich's office on federal drug crimes. She tells me on the reservations, the price of fentanyl is high and law enforcement is sparse, fertile ground for the cartel.
Drugs in other cities are saturated. You have multiple cartels. Well, up here in Montana, it's pretty much wide open space and territory for them to be able to grab.
Profit margins soar the further away from the Mexican border you go. A single fentanyl pill that costs between 4 and 25 cents to produce in Mexico can be sold for 50 cents or $1 in San Diego, and over $100 on some reservations here in Montana. And then there is the lack of law enforcement. According to a former federal official, there are less than 20 DEA agents for the whole state. As for the reservations,
these reservations don't have enough tribal police to protect them. Very, very few, and there's hundreds and hundreds of acres of land. And nefarious people, the ones that are committing crimes, know this.
On the Northern Cheyenne Reservation, the boarded-up meth houses bear witness to what community leaders say is a staggering drug problem. 2 years ago, there were 19 police officers for the whole reservation. So they sued the Bureau of Indian Affairs asking for help, but no help arrived. They now say they're down to 7 officers. A Bureau of Indian Affairs spokesperson says the agency does not comment on pending cases.
Is the federal government doing everything it needs to do?
We always can do more and need to do more, to be candid. We're in the West, and unfortunately, when we don't have the boots on the ground and people aren't being held accountable, it really becomes the wild, wild West. And I think you see that in Indian country here in Montana more than we should.
Tribal leaders say the effects are devastating.
Have you seen a spike in other kinds of crime?
Sexual abuse and sexual assault.
Human trafficking.
Child abuse. Child neglect.
Domestic violence.
They say they also fear more fentanyl arriving on their reservation. That fear is already the reality for Weatherwax's community. The Blackfeet declared a state of emergency 2 years ago after 17 people overdosed, leaving 4 dead in just 1 week.
The drug problem on our reservation, it's so serious that it's pretty much wiping out a generation.
They're watching, they're observing.
Zinn insists more resources are urgently needed.
We are fighting this problem standing on one leg, and half the time we're handcuffed.
She says, right now.
Okay, so that was all nefarious at the end of the day. That was all crazy. And I don't know how that my greeting to the Royals ended up on that. I don't know how I did that. Okay. Anyway. Let me go to the comments. Reggie says, I have heard of the trafficking and disappearances that happen on reservations. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Specifically, the Native women coming up missing. Okay, that's something that's very concerning. What's really going on? Claudette said El Chapo wreaking havoc. Jack D said, this is an example of the Killers of the Flower Moon book. Let me tell you something, honey. I'm so glad you brought that up. The Killers of the Flower Moon. If you guys have not seen that movie, it is really good. It's about the Osage Indians. Okay. It is really good. That's a good movie. It's like 3 hours long, though. It's like 3 hours long. Miss Hotel said this is all so disgusting. Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. Timber Dan said, yes, Native women are targeted the most after African-American women. Absolutely. Tasty Cake said, I haven't seen the movie yet. Honey, it's good. Okay. That is a good movie. And like I said, it's 3 hours. I watched it like maybe almost a month ago. But it's because basically, see, I read the story. Before I saw the movie, I read the story and how these Western men, i.e. white men, were marrying into the tribe so that they could take the land. That's very deceptive and clearly nefarious, okay? You have to be a real conniving and devious person to do such a thing. They were marrying these women, married into the tribe so they could kill the women and then take their land. And so y'all should watch that movie, honey, because it's just really interesting. It was a TV show about the missing women on reservations. Got canceled after one season. Wonder why? Exactly, Sweet D. I wonder why too, honey. You know we already know. This is all crazy. Tasty Cake says the disappearances of Native women never gets public publicity. Something definitely going on. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now with that all being said, Gail Jones said Captain John and Pocahontas. Yeah, but they praised Pocahontas when in reality, Pocahontas was nothing more than a traitor. She was a traitor. She betrayed her own people of a colonizer. Please pay attention, honey. This is all nefarious. Miss Hotel said, you told me about that movie, Queen. That's because it's really good. Y'all should really watch it, honey. Okay. Now, with that all being said, let's talk about, for Black History Month, Huey P. Newton. Okay, we're going to talk about Huey P. Newton. Now, for those of you who don't know, Huey P. Newton had a whole PhD. Now, right? That's what a lot of people don't know. Because when they talk about him, they never talk about that. Please pay attention. And so we're going to do some, talk about some things in remembrance of him. So let me pull up my first receipt. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Let's talk about the founder of the Black Panther Party, Huey Newton. But even before him and Bobby Seale founded the Black Panther Party in 1966, he was out here putting in work. While he was enrolled at Merritt College, he joined the Afro-American Association and helped establish the first African-American history course at the college. Despite all the obstacles and adversities he went through, from false imprisonment to not even being able to read when graduating high school, he went back and got his PhD from the University of Santa Cruz. He goes into detail about how he learned how to read in this manifesto book he wrote, Revolutionary Suicide. In 1969, the Panthers established programs to feed kids before school, and around the early 70s, they were feeding about 20,000 kids a day. 20,000 kids a day across 19 cities. This all started with 2 college kids who decided to start organizing. After being released from prison in 1970, Huey was invited to the People's Republic of China. He went in 1971 before President Nixon would go in 1972. This is around the time they brought back the idea for acupuncture and popularized it in the United States. His wife was also a Panther. Happy birthday, Huey. Rest in power.
All right, shout out to Huey P. Newton, honey. That's one of my favorite people in the world. I know he's no longer in the world, but at the end of the day, one of my favorite people ever. Okay, so let's continue.
The Black Panther Party is a force for justice in the name of peace. We realize that we're shedding blood now. We're being killed either by the vicious service revolver of the occupying army, which is the police, who's directed by the avaricious businessman and the lying politician, or we're being killed through the lack of medical care, the lack of funds because of unemployment. We're being killed because of lack of nutrition. So violence can take many forms. I call that violence when our kids are born and they're born with organic brain damages because of the malnutrition of the mother, you see, for economic reasons. The country is much too rich for that kind of thing. One man never makes a revolution. One weapon never defeats a revolution. The people always win wars, and people write world history, make world history, that is, and they transform the planet Earth.
All right, so that's a very interesting way to look at it, because like I told you all before, there's numerous of ways to commit genocide. Okay, there's numerous of ways to do it, to get rid of a certain group of people. And I think they've tried most of them. Please pay attention.
Assassination, everything.
You scared people, Huey. The Black Panthers scared people.
Anytime the black man attempts to change the slave image, he will scare white people. So the Black Panther Party, I thank you. When you said that we scared people, that means that we were creating a positive black image for ourselves.
Carlton.
Number 1. Illustrating Huey P. Newton's words, this is J. Edgar Hoover, the first director of the FBI that deemed the Black Panther Party the biggest threat to domestic security in this country. Number 2, the NRA was so scared of these educated armed brothers that the only time they'd ever opposed gun ownership was when the Black Panther Party decided to march on the California state capitol, and there was like no guns for the Negroes. Number 3, do y'all know the co-founders of the Black Panther Party, Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale, was some of the major targets of COINTELPRO, known as the counterintelligence program that was literally trying to infiltrate different black movements to stop the quote-unquote rise of the Black Messiah? That's literally what the documents say when you read the COINTELPRO stuff. Number 4, when particular people change the slave image of themselves, does it really make the rest of mainstream America feel fear? I think so. Number 5, Huey P. Newton's autobiography changed my life, and it literally birthed what y'all know is Consciously Today. Number 6, I just signed on with Wondery doing a podcast about Black history, and our first series are about the women of the Black Panther Party, and I learned so much about Huey P. Newton through exploring Kathleen Cleaver and Elaine Brown and Assata Shakur and Afeni Shakur. I can't wait for y'all to check it out. It's actually available on Wondery right now.
All right, please pay attention. All very good reads. All very good reads. But hold on. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, I'm going to show a few more videos. Hold on.
Inmates. I'm in a cell with a solid door similar to this one, only there's no opening whatsoever. It's about a 6 by 4.5 cell, and they're day in and day out, 24 hours. So the treatment has been very abusive, and as far as the attitude of the police, there's a hostile attitude. And just recently I was put on punishment for 15 days where I wasn't fed at all, only a half a cup of a green substance that I couldn't eat. And this has been the treatment.
Why do you think it's happening?
The first place that the police here are merely an arm of the establishment. Their purpose is to protect the establishment and punish those who disagree with the goals and the activities of the establishment. And so there's a necessary contradiction between what I stand for and what the establishment and their protectors stand for.
Huey, what's your impression of the demonstrators outside the courthouse every day since this trial began?
The people, the community that's given support to me have helped me to keep a high spirit. They are my inspiration. And without them, it would be impossible for me to keep the strength to go through this great ordeal.
Do you have anything that you want to say that hasn't been asked, Huey?
Only that I'm sure that we will be victorious. I have a very fine counsel, Mr. Gary, and the rest of the staff, and that I'm convinced and very secure in a victory.
Huey, have you been able to see just about anybody that you want to out of your family or your fiance? Have you been able to see them?
I'm allowed visiting 3 times a week, but even this is carried on as far as the police with a hostile attitude. They say abusive things to my visitors. They don't give the time that other prisoners get, and it's strictly sort of a arbitrary kind of treatment, not only to me, but to the other Panthers who are here in jail.
Okay, so y'all heard that. Clearly they were being low down and dirty and then intimidating the family members who come to visit by basically, mistreating them. Very crazy. Hold on. He was a chief on the land, says Eileen. Absolutely.
What did your family hope when they moved to Oakland? What did they hope for you?
My family moved from Louisiana to Oakland primarily seeking a better life. My father was a farmer in Louisiana and a preacher. And he moved out to the Bay Area in order to work in the shipping yards. It was a naval supply it was called at the time. And that was the reason most blacks moved out for work, better pay, and a better life.
You're talking
Hopefully.
about the political aspirations that they had, and the fact that you're named after Huey P. Long. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, my father was impressed with Huey P. Long, even though at the time in the South that blacks couldn't vote. That Huey P. Long was created the first black hospital and medical school. And even though Huey P. Long gave the pitch to the white races that they needed a black medical school and hospital because he didn't want white women seeing black men nude and so forth. My father thought Huey P. Long was using tricks in order to improve the situation for blacks at the time.
Are there specific events or relationships that have helped advance your political grounding? I mean, things that you remember that sort of helped you in forming your political thought?
Well, my family they were always interested in politics, especially my father. As when we moved to Oakland, we were connected to the. Matter of fact, my father was the assistant pastor to Antioch Baptist Church. Reverend Thomas was the pastor, and this was down on 7th Street. The church became a member of the NAACP, and matter of fact, in the early 50s, that King was invited out by a collection of churches. And that was my first time hearing King at the Oakland Auditorium, I believe. But my family was interested in improving the political and economic situation of blacks.
Okay, so with that all being said, listen, Huey P. Long, basically his father felt like, hold on. Y'all are being so messy in this chat. Hold on. Q Wig 2 doing a copycat cover version of this live over here. Is she? I'm not surprised, honey. Please pay attention. That's all she can do. Now, with that all being said, hold on. Reggie says, that's where I graduated from, the Oakland Auditorium. Okay. Now, Huey P. Long, he was assassinated, I believe, around 1936, somewhere around that time. Had he not been assassinated, he was likely going to run for president. Okay. And at the end of the day, he was very integral, like he said, in having black hospitals. And yes, it was very smart of him to use the excuse that, oh, we can't let the Karens see these black men naked. Because if he just said, oh, well, let's get them a black hospital, so they get the proper care and treatments. Well, of course they wouldn't have done that. Of course they wouldn't have done that. And there's a good movie about Huey P. Long. It's called Kingfish. I saw it years ago. Okay, and that is why his name is Huey P. Newton. He was named after Huey P. Long. I'm sure you already figured that out. Okay, so let me go to the next video. Like stuff, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, here we go.
Blacks are superior gene line. Based upon reproductive survival success, you have to reproduce in order to survive. And blacks have been put under 400 years of slavery, given the worst food, the worst medical care, the worst housing. So that would select out the weaker gene lines. If whites would like to be superior, they would allow blacks to enslave them for 400 years, and their weaker gene lines would die out. And I think the other group that probably would have a superior gene line based upon reproductive survival success are Jewish people who've been driven and murdered for years. And I would like to emphasize it has nothing to do in particular with race. It has to do with selecting out a weak gene line or weak family names. Weak not in an absolute sense, but just that the people cannot stand the oppression.
Okay, one more, beloveds. One more. Here we go. Likes up. This is footage from August the 22nd of 1989 in Oakland, where Huey P. lost his life. Excuse me. Okay. Hotep Sahadi said, these sort of footage raised the hairs on my neck in anger. I know, beloved. Trust me. Mm-hmm. Hold on. Now, with that all being said, here's the article that was reported at the time. Hold on. So here's what the report said. Black Panther Party co-founder Huey P. Newton was murdered in August 22nd of 1989. The life of activist Black Panther Party co-founder Huey P. Newton came to a tragic end 33 years ago on this day. Actually, it's 35 now because this article was from 2022. Okay. At the hands of a member of a similar Black nationalist organization that considered him an enemy. Now, Newton was said to have fallen on hard times after his ascent to the top of the Panther ranks alongside Bobby Seale, but other details surrounding his death remain murky. Huey Newton was 47 years old at the time, and he was found on an Oakland street lying in a pool of blood. He was shot in the same neighborhood where Black Panther Party members would work with the area churches to serve free breakfast to young people. It took Oakland authorities 3 days to garner a confession from 23-year-old Tyrone Robinson, a drug dealer and member of the Black Guerrilla family known as BGF, the group that warred with Newton and the Black Panther Party for decades. Originally, Oakland police said that drugs were not a part of the reason for Newton's shooting, after Robinson confessed that the shooting was a result of a cocaine deal gone wrong, though there was some speculation from investigators that Newton stole drugs from BGF. Now, I want you all to pay attention, okay? How they paint narratives, okay? Some speculation. At the end of the day, you see how they do our Black leaders, how they disparage their names. They come out and say things about Dr. King, saying that Dr. King was sleeping with white women. They come out and say that Malcolm X is gay. They come out and say that Huey P. Newton was on drugs. They've said different stories about Huey. They said he was on drugs. They say he was selling drugs. They say he stole drugs. I just want y'all to pay attention, okay? Because that's one of the main things that Huey P. Newton and the Black Panther Party was always against: drugs in the Black community. Okay, drugs in the Black community. And this person that supposedly killed him, well, who do you think got him to do it? But let me continue. It goes on to say, hold on, let me find my place. Okay, there was some speculation that he stole drugs from BGF. The same detectives also determined that Newton was unarmed at the time of the shooting. Newton's death was especially jarring because his death on a drug-ridden street corner in Oakland occurred just 9 years after the vaunted Black leader would earn a PhD from the University of California at Santa Cruz. Okay, while critics, particularly close to the tight, particularly those on the tight who opposed the left-wing Panthers, they lambasted Huey P. Newton for falling into the trap of drugs and crime. He did help to introduce Oakland youth to the notion that being African American was a thing of value. Now, co-founding the Black Panther Party for self-defense, later shortened to the Black Panther Party, with Bobby Seale in 1966, Newton and his compatriots were known for their long leftist politics on Black garb and sound intellectual debates. Beyond the activism and fight for equality for African Americans, the Panthers also started survival programs designed to assist the less fortunate, such as meal programs, with things such as meal programs, self-defense classes, medical clinics, and first aid. The original Black Panther Party would largely dissolve the organization in 1982. Huey P. Newton was not perfect by his own admission, but the positive points of his legacy still and should always remain intact. So there was a video that I saw years ago. Of someone who actually lived in Oakland at the time, and this person had inside information. I'll see if I can find it, but they probably scrubbed it from the internet because I saw this like over about 20 years ago. But this guy was saying that he knew Huey P. Newton, and he was talking about how that stuff about the drugs, him selling drugs, taking drugs, stealing drugs, that was all lies and BS. He said that was a plot. Okay, he said that was a plot by the police department to defame him in his death. And I want you all to pay attention, okay? I want you all to pay attention because that's usually the case. So Jane said, maybe they're using Bussary to hide our history, hence the Hidden History Museum. You know, that's a good point, beloved. That's a good point. Okay. Eileen said, thank you, Queen, for all you do. Well, thank you, beloved. I appreciate you, and you're welcome. All right. And so with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in once again. Please like and share. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time Queen Goddess goes live. And don't forget to double check and make sure that you're still subscribed. Now, with that all being said, for those of you who watch the spiritual channel, I will be posting an upload for you all today. And then tomorrow I will be live on the channel. Okay. I will be live on the channel for the members and for the non-members. All right. So with that all being said, Reggie said, great broadcast. Thank you, beloved. Okay. So everyone enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Y'all know I love y'all to life. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace. Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got